For some time now, Pakistan and Afghan Taliban are teetering on the brink of a crisis. The relationship, after all, between the long-time allies looks increasingly fraught. A string of attacks by militants against Pakistani forces and disputes over the 2,600-kilometer shared border have led to growing tensions, and this has now erupted into a full-blown exchange of fire at the main border crossing. Why the two sides exchanged fire is not clear. What is clear is the increasing tensions between the two neighbors, and what's at stake is the question. Let's just understand this. On Wednesday, Pakistan closed a key border crossing with Afghanistan because Afghan and Pakistani forces exchanged fire, and the Pakistani government and the military officials were reportedly in contact with Afghan leaders to defuse the tensions. Officials from both sides reportedly tried to find out what caused the clash and ways to prevent it in the future. And in the aftermath, dozens of trucks carrying perishable items, including vegetables and fruits, were waiting on both sides of the border for the reopening of the Torkham crossing, a vital trade route to Central Asian countries for Pakistan. But disputes linked to the border have been a bone of contention for decades. The Torkham border point is the main point of transit for travelers as well as goods between Pakistan and landlocked Afghanistan. The crossing has been closed several times in recent years. Torkham witnessed previous clashes in February, and the town remained closed for several days. The closure came after the two sides accused each other of trying to build new posts along the border. Thousands of trucks laden with goods stranded on each side of the border for days. The clashes had caused millions in losses to traders. Afghanistan does not recognize the border that runs through Pashtun heartland. They say that it dilutes the power of Afghanistan's largest ethnic group on both sides. Meanwhile, Pakistan has completed fencing along 97% of the border. It is fencing up to stop the cross-border attacks as well as smuggling. Pakistan also accuses the Afghan Taliban of providing sanctuaries to militants. Currently, Pakistani forces are carrying out intelligence-based operations against insurgency in the region. Militants often fire mortars to target Pakistani forces, and it has caused civilian casualties as well. Now, just keep in mind, the border closure comes 2 days after caretaker Pakistani Prime Minister Anwar-ul-Haq Kakar said that the US military equipment left behind during the American withdrawal had fallen into militant hands. And this had made its way to the Pakistani Taliban, or the TTP. Now, Kakar did not provide any proof to back his claim, but said that a coordinated approach was needed to tackle the situation. TTP, or the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, is currently waging a bloody insurgency against the Pakistani government. And since the fall of Afghanistan to Taliban, the Tehreek-e-Taliban has only emerged stronger, mounting a series of deadly attacks in Pakistan. The TTP's attacks have risen after the outfit unilaterally called off the ceasefire deal with the Pakistan government last year. But that's no secret. The TTP have released statements and video clips claiming that they possess weapons like guns with laser and thermal imaging systems. The weapons left behind when US troops withdraw, such as military aircraft, vehicles, firearms, ammunition, was taken over by the Taliban. And armed with these weapons, the TTP emerged as a new challenge for Pakistan, especially at a time of strained ties with Kabul. And these weapons have enhanced the fighting capabilities of the TTP. The caretaker Pakistan Prime Minister's comment came within days of a suicide bombing in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The attack, carried out by the TTP, claimed the lives of 9 soldiers. The TTP's methods of attacks have improved with access to better weapons. Pakistan officials have told the Western media that the TTP either bought the equipment from the Afghan Taliban or was given it as an ally. Last month, 2 Pakistan policemen were killed in the TTP attack in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And earlier this year, in January, a TTP suicide bomber blew himself up at a mosque in Peshawar. 101 people lost their lives. Over 200 others were injured. The deceased largely included Pakistani cops. And overall, Pakistan witnessed 18 suicide attacks in the first 7 months of 2023, significantly more than last year. In 2022, there were 15 attacks. So what is TTP's problem with Pakistan? It has to do with the Pakistan military presence in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The TTP seeks a reduction in Pakistan presence in the province that it has for long used as a base. It also wants Pakistan to release its member from custody. Their aim is to overthrow the government of Pakistan. The Afghan Taliban's takeover of Afghanistan in 2021 emboldened the TTP, and the Taliban have made little effort to conceal their support for the TTP. Despite Pakistan's pleas, the Taliban remain unwilling to take meaningful action against the TTP. And so Pakistan's twin Taliban problem continues. And prior to Afghan Taliban's military takeover, Pakistan supported the group for years. They provided resources, safe havens, hoping that it will help garner favor. And 2 years later, the assumptions were proved to be incorrect. The Pakistan government did not find another alternative in the face of the mistrust. And so, given the rise in attacks and the tensions, the Pakistan government is unlikely to swiftly overcome the TTP threat in the end. It seems the decision to support the Taliban's rise to power in Afghanistan has come at a substantial cost for Pakistan. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.